Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. Thanks for joining the sesh with me, Justin Barone. I hope you're having a good day, a good week, a good month, and a good year. That's right. I hope that life is being good to you. Are we not all at the same, in the same consensus, at the same point in this whole Trump situation, where can we not say that he, with almost absolute certainty, that he is definitely in the White House, in the Oval Office, getting high all the time and eating Big Macs? We can't say that? I think we could say that at this point, because there's no way that he's not. The way that he reacts on the world stage and the way that he deals with his peers and the way that he is emotionally reactive to everything would suggest that he smokes copious amounts of marijuana, I think. I mean, I've seen a lot of stoners, and if they don't have their weed, they get cranky. That explains the 100% tariffs on Canada, the random decision to try and take over Iceland or Greenland. What is this guy talking about? And then you have a section of society that will just listen to him spew all this stupid shit. And then they try to spew stupid shit out on TikTok. And I'm not saying that every American is, all about violence and vengeance, but there's a good portion that seems to be all about violence and vengeance. All they want to do is go after people. I don't understand it. It's American. It's like an American mentality to basically be like, hey, we'll fuck you up. If you talk sideways to one of them, I'll fuck you up. That's what they immediately go to. Even their neighbors. They don't just do it outside of the states to the people around, the people of other countries. They do it to their own people. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok lately that have been talking about what they know about Canada, because Trump was like, oh, Canada lives because of us. No, we don't. Yes, there are certain important things that, we need to have trade with you with, because that's just better for us in the long run, and it's better for you too. But we contribute. And a lot of people are now going after the idea that we send energy to some of the northern states. Has nobody realized that even in that argument, these people are throwing their own people out to lunch? They're just tossing them under the bus, dude. They're like, yeah, so from what I understand, this, Canada sends us energy, but they only send it to 3 states, Michigan, Buffalo. I don't know what the actual states are. I'm just saying. They're like, what, do we really need to do that? Who cares? They'll be fine. You want to send your northern states into apocalyptic environment just to prove a political point because you love an orange so much that you have to be like, fuck you, Canada. We didn't do anything to you. And you guys all of a sudden think that we have done some crazy thing by saying, hey, we're going to tighten up our things too. Do you not realize your own effect on what is happening? You guys get angry because you listen to idiots. I don't know that much about Trump, but I know that the only way that you can act the way that he acts is if you're under the influence of something. If you get some really high test weed that's straight sativa and you start puffing that shit, dude, you're going to be so wired. And then the come down from it, you're just going to be cranky and grumpy and you're going to want to take it out on everybody else. I don't know if you've seen anybody that hasn't had weed in a while that's a regular user, but they get crusty as fuck, dude. Let's talk about the anger monkey. The anger monkey is on that guy's back. And that's exactly the up and downs of Trump. One day he's all I love everything is good. And then the next day he's fuck everybody, I'm the best. You're wait a minute, what the hell is happening here? It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that people won't listen to other people that smoke weed because they think that they don't know what they're talking about because weed supposedly makes you dumb. You know what makes you dumb? Listening to Trump. Listening to Trump makes you dumb. It's anytime I hear a soundbite from this guy, anytime I hear him talking to anybody about anything, I want that time back. I've stopped looking at it. And now you have this whole section of a population that's doing the same shit. They're getting on TikTok and telling Canada why they're assholes. we didn't do anything to you. You did it to us. And now you're trying to be like, fuck you, Canada. Like okay, this is what I don't really understand, is how can you have an internal discussion and then all of a sudden push out an aggressive ideology because some guy said lies. It's like being in school where your one buddy, like the telephone game. You ever heard of the telephone game where like one person tells you a bit of information and then the next person tells you a bit of information and then the next person, and the information gets diluted and changed and like fucked up all the way down the line. And then if you hit a guy that's smoking a bong, he's only going to remember like 2 or 3 words out of the whole discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? That's what's happening in America. And I'm not saying that all Americans are like this. I'm saying that the ones that want to squawk the most and have the biggest voice and talk the most shit on social media and like, you know, in the public, they're the ones that are perpetuating some kind of disgruntled effort to take over Canada and make it the 51st state. Like how far up your ass is your head? You know, America is not the end all be all of everything. There are good things about America and there are bad things. And the worst thing right now is that that America, at least the current government, has no problem with sending a Gestapo into states to remove people and kill their own citizens. Do you guys not see the irony in any of this? You guys have so much hate for anybody that's not you. Even, like I said, even if it's your own neighbor, even if it's states that border another country, you're willing to cut them loose to prove a bigger point that makes no sense and helps no one. That's fucked up. Like, you can't call yourself a nation with pride if you're willing to just fucking cut loose anything that potentially threatens whatever stupid ideology you're following. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying here? Like, essentially, you guys, if your neighbor looks at you the wrong way, you're ready to fight them. If your neighbor sneezes the wrong way, fucks up a blade of your grass, you're ready, like your immediate answer is, I'll fuck you up. It's almost like your whole society is built on playing this game of like, my dad's tougher than your dad. What are you talking about? Things can't progress if you're going to sit there and just point the finger and want to start a fight all the time. And I don't know where this whole idea came from that like you can just go around doing that. Like I get that you have a big military. I get that you have the Navy SEALs. I get that you guys, all you want to do is storm beaches and murder people for no reason. Do you not maybe think that that's because you have like a massive mental health problem? Like, that's what I think. Because we're up here in Canada just sitting around being like, okay, do it. We'll just switch it up. Like, is it that kind of how people are supposed to react to things like this? They're not supposed to get all wired up because they're married to an idea. Like, aren't we supposed to just kind of take a seat back for a second, analyze what's happening, and see how we can make a better move or how we can adjust to whatever's happening around us? Because it seems like if we were 2 construction workers side by side, okay, and there was a wall that we had to get through, and you had an automatic jackhammer that you could use to knock down the wall, or a wrecking ball machine, or you had just a sledgehammer in your hands. It seems like you're the construction worker that would just walk up to the wall, try to kick it a few times with your boot, see if you can knock it over, and then start trying to smash it with a sledgehammer, taking forever. Whereas we would, I think, walk up to this wall and go, that's a brick and concrete wall. I think the only way through this is a wrecking ball. And then we go downstairs, or wherever the wrecking ball and the machine are located. We get in the machine and we take a couple swings and boom, the wall is gone. But you guys are still up there trying to hammer it down like idiots. I don't understand why it is that as neighbors, we have to fight with each other. Like, we could get along. You're just starting fights for no reason. And I don't think that, I think that a big part of the problem is that, like, there's too big a gap in the education system. And don't get me wrong, there's some Canadians that believe in Trump too and what he's doing, but those people live in Alberta. And let's be honest, that's basically Texas North, okay? And they're all about hunting deer and fucking drilling for oil. So, like, you could see the similarities, right? Even Trump said, like, oh, I like Calgary, I like Alberta. Dude, the mentality behind this, like, this violent outburst and this whole, like, pointing fingers and I'll fuck you up attitude is ridiculous. Like, who goes to a world forum as a world leader and basically goes, hey, I want Greenland. You don't want to give it to me? Well, I'm going to get it one way or another. Like, who are you, Steven Seagal in 1985? Like, what the fuck is happening here? You know what happened to Steven Seagal? He got choked out by Jean LaBelle, and he pissed himself. I feel like that's kind of where America might be heading right now. You're running your mouth, yappa, 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 and not recognizing that the rest of the world is taking jiu-jitsu to fuck you up. Like, I'm not saying that the Canadian government is perfect, and I'm not saying that we always make the right choices, but I could tell you one thing that Canada doesn't do. Canada doesn't sit back and go, hey, fuck you, asshole. We try to find at least some way to find a common ground so that things work out beneficially for both parties at the table. America does not do that. And I think that goes back in history. Like in Europe was settled over years, over like centuries, right? Essentially. And then America was like settled in a couple hours, like in comparison, you know, where a bunch of people on boats showed up and actually murdered the people that lived there. You guys are basically like breaking enters. Like that's what you do. You're fucking home invaders. Like, who the fuck are you to tell anybody that, hey, we could do this and we could do that? Yeah, sure. But you are also being, you know, following the ideology of a pothead, or at least somebody that's gotta be bipolar. Cause like this doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. I know, for example, that like if you smoke weed and then you go out and talk to people, you say shit that you shouldn't. And then when you see those people again and you're not high anymore and you're sober, then you're like, I didn't say that. This is what Trump does. This is what he's doing. Like, I didn't say that. And then there's fucking video of you doing it. Everything can't be fake news. Sometimes the things you say will get you in trouble. Like, why do you not? Does America just not understand this because nobody's invaded you? Like, not that I'm saying anybody should invade you, but you now have like you have this problem where you're lashing out at everyone around you, but you have this government that is literally murdering your own citizens to extract illegal citizens. Does nobody see the mirroring here? Like, sure, there's not concentration camps and he's not gassing people, but he's giving the authority to these like government officials to shoot people in the street. Oh, he shouldn't have had it. And yeah, I'm talking about the dude in Minneapolis that got shot 7 times. 7 times. There were 7 people on top of him. He gets shot 7 times after one of the ICE agents already took this guy's gun. Do you guys understand why you have the fucking Second Amendment? Like, okay. For years, you've been arguing that you're not going to take my guns away from me. America first. Make America great again. Give me my guns. Now you have the exact reason to enact the Second Amendment. Because you have a government, a tyrannical government, that is now murdering legal, lawful citizens. The guy was carrying a handgun in a state where he was allowed to carry a handgun with a permit. He had his permit. They didn't like that he was protesting what they do. He was already on the ground. There were 7 officers on top of him, and then 2 officers shot him 7 times. That's literally the blueprint. That's the blueprint for enacting the Second Amendment. And you're out here yelling about Canada's energy situation. Fuck you, dude. You guys really need to like reflect on what is happening in your environment. Don't worry about Canada. We're here. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to sit here and wait. And then when you guys are ready to come back to the table and have a realistic discussion, then we will, and a civil discussion, then we're going to do that. We even do it now. Our prime minister sits down with this bonehead all the time and takes all these insults. What world leader goes around insulting everybody? That's literally bully tactics. Are you fucking kidding me? If this was a fifth grade classroom, that guy would be suspended from every school in the fucking county. Like, what are you guys doing? And then you guys want to go out and start talking shit on social media about stuff you don't have any fucking clue about. I don't have any clue either. I'm giving you observations of the things that I see happening around here that seem absolutely ridiculous. I'm not saying that you should, enact this political policy or do that where you guys are. You guys are trying to talk about shit that you don't fucking know about. I don't know about it. I'm not saying that I do know about it, but I do know and I do understand how to be civil to people. And I feel like the majority of the voice coming from America doesn't understand how to be civil. Like I said, like they must be the middle child. Everybody that's talking shit, I bet you there's like 7 different kids in their family, and they're the fucking one in the middle. Like, because that's the only way this works out in making any kind of sense to me. You have a government murdering your own people under the guise of trying to remove illegal immigrants from your society. You know who else did that? Hitler. Hitler did the same thing. The only difference here is that Trump isn't necessarily putting these people in trains and sending them to concentration camps and like gassing them all. Instead, he is just detaining them forever. He detained a 5-year-old. A 5-year-old has no fucking weight or bearing over whether or not they're in America. Obviously, somebody brought him there. And I understand that, illegal aliens and illegal immigrants are bad for business for any country. But there's got to be a better way to do it than to have your Gestapo or SAS go in there and start fucking shooting people and evicting people in the manner that they are. It's fucking weird to me, dude. Like if you're not looking at this and going like, this guy's trying to pull some kind of like power play of me to get everything that he wants and to have everything his way, like, then I can't help you. And honestly, you should stay off social media talking stupid shit. Because as Canadians, all we're doing is just waiting out the ride. Because eventually he's going to be done, I know that people are worried about, him trying to stay in power and maintain power. I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think that the world will let it happen. I think it would be too detrimental to everybody's like peace of mind to allow him to stay in the White House. I also think that a lot of these MAGA people that just like, hang on to his nuts on every word and say all the stupid shit that he says as if like it's like a commandment written on tablets by Jesus. Like, I think that they're gonna realize real quickly that if they get on the wrong side of it, he'll turn on you too. He has no loyalty. He doesn't have loyalty to the people that are in his cabinet. Like I said, in his cabinet, he doesn't have loyalty to the people that are around him. The only loyalty this guy fucking has is his loyalty to himself and what he wants. And what he wants is to get rich, to be the center of attention, to be as famous as possible so that he could just basically tell you, fuck you, you're nobody. That's the weird, that is the most conceited motherfucker, okay? That is the most, like, those are the kinds of guys that in big groups stand out that people don't like. And yet everybody is sitting there talking about, well, not everybody. I shouldn't say everybody, because not every American is like this, but there's a lot of Americans that are twisted in their thoughts. They're also twisted in their thoughts about Canada. Like, we're nice. We don't have as big a population as yours, but we're also not, like, aloof. And we're not just going to sit around. Like, if you enacted some of the things that you want to enact or that you talk big about, puffing up your chest, I think you would realize real quickly that it's not that easy. I'm just saying, we're not pushovers. We're just nice because we understand how to be civil to people. And it's ridiculous to me that you guys want to get out there and stand on this violence and vengeance narrative where everybody's done you wrong. Nobody's done you wrong. You literally have a society that everybody wants to go to, but instead of inviting everybody in like the hippies you should fucking be, okay, you're like bouncers at a club. Fuck you, you redheaded weirdo. Get out. Like, you get out. It's so stupid. And you don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about when you're on TikTok spewing some shit about energy and how energy is only going to these states and this state and that state, blah, 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 blah. And I don't understand how people in those states can still like Trump and the MAGA thing, because a lot of them are like, well, just cut him off. Who cares? Like, you're literally throwing your own people into peril just because you want to be like, oh, I don't need that. You stubborn fuck. Like, what are we talking about here? Apparently I'm riled up. I just can't handle it, dude. I can't handle the stupidity. And I think that a lot of the world is done with the stupidity as well. Like, and I think that was the world, whatever that forum was that they were all just at. I think that is like, I think that happening and all the speeches that everybody made, I think that the whole world is waking up to the idea that this is ridiculous and we can't really listen to it anymore. A guy like this is so polarizing that he's going to create new alliances, and then he gets mad at the alliances he creates because nobody's doing what I want. He's like Cartman. He's like Cartman from fucking South Park. You will respect my authority. No, we fucking won't. And the whole world is saying that. That's all that's happening. So the next time you decide that you want to get on TikTok and talk about how bad Canada is, why don't you take a look at your own fucking country and see all the negative shit that's happening and the fact that your own government is allowing the murder of legal citizens? That should probably be one of the things that you think about when reflecting on the ideology that you want to follow, because you could be that person just as easily. Like, literally, I think that they've proved that time and time again. It doesn't matter if you're a MAGA supporter. It doesn't matter if you're not. If you look the wrong way at one of these ICE characters, there's a good chance that your face is going to be looking the other way through the back of your head in a matter of seconds. It's time to review yourself. It's time to sit down, take a breath. Maybe you should smoke some weed and really think about the quality of life and the quality of existence in your own country rather than worrying about what's going on around you. Because the guy that's at the center of attention in your country is the one that's poking all the fucking animals. I'm just saying. And I guess I was riled up about it. But those are my thoughts off the stem for this week. I hope you enjoyed the sesh. Hope you come back next week. I hope you don't hate me for saying my thoughts. I'm just messing around, but I do believe that there's a little bit too much hate going on from America towards everyone else. I think we need to like tone it down a little bit. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the sesh. Hope you come back next week. Visit tots420.com for some blogs and fun stuff. And if you've made it this long, like, subscribe, share, let your friends know about it, and laugh along with me. Till next time. Keep your lids low, baby.